Oh, Steven Universe, a personal favorite of mine. I love the story, the characters, the world building, just everything. I look back on it with such fond memories. And today, we're diving into one of the weirdest and most scuffed parts of the franchise, the toys. If you're around when the series was just kicking off, I bet you remember the Funko Pops. Listen, there's no easy way of saying this, but they suck. Pearl, Jesus, she looks like she sniffed a mile. And Rose, she looks like, yeah, I probably can't say that. And the McFarlane sets. Listen, I like the FNAF sets, but the Steven Universe ones, yeah, not so much. Listen, I understand Rose is a big hula of a woman, but this just looks off. And Peridot, yeah, let's not. Now Funko's new NFT Pops actually look good. Jesus Christ, someone just threw up saying that NFTs. But I cannot take this tyranny. So today, we're going to talk about what a Steven Universe toy line would actually look like. First off, who should make the toys? Jazzware? Jax? Hasbro? Definitely not Hasbro. The correct answer is Jada. Of course it's Jada. Have you seen their Blanca? It's insane. Steven Universe characters come in a wide range of shapes and sizes. Steven himself is basically a human, so he'll be a pretty straightforward figure. But then you got White Diamond, a tiring character who would need to be a massive figure, ideally with some soft goods and translucent parts to really do the design justice. And Jada's already proven that they could do soft goods with their Cyberpunk 2077 figures, and those turned out great. I don't think Jax or Jazzwares has done soft goods recently, though I could be wrong. From what I've seen, Jada just feels like the right pick for the job. For each wave, 4 standard figures would be released. Now, in past videos, I might have mentioned that places would be spread across the waves, but not this time. Looking back, some of the places I planned just don't hold up. They felt kind of boring. So for this video, places are going to be excluded. Instead, each wave would have one deluxe figure, which can either be a diamond or a fusion. With that out the way, let's begin. Wave 1 will include Steven, Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst as standard figures. The deluxe figure will be Opal. And yo, I still remember seeing the episode for the first time. That shot where the arrow just splits up and like poofs all the bad guys. I ain't gonna lie, that was insane. Which honestly, if a tunneling were to happen, this would probably be the first wave 1-to-1. For wave 2, we'll have Lion, Peridot, and Lapis. Going into more detail, Lion will be a flux and probably have the same kind of hair as a troll doll. And in the show, do we actually know why Rose had Lion? Like, did she find Lion dead and bring him back to life the same way that Steven did with Lars? Or is just Lion built different? For Lapis, she will come with a base stamp designed to look like water. She'll also include her wings. Those would probably need to be translucent to capture the water effect. Making them solid blue would just look weird. And for Peridot, it will either be when we first see her lying about her height on Tinder, you know, with her limb enhancers, or when she officially becomes a crystal gem. But the most likely version will be her crystal gem look. This will also tie with the deluxe yellow diamond. I know it's pretty early in the line, it's only wave 2, but I think a fun way to introduce the diamonds would be to spread them across random waves. That way it actually feels like you're building a collection over time, instead of waiting for it to be some big HasLab, where you need 5,000 backers just to get her shoes, and then 100,000 to unlock the rest of her. Can you tell I'm still not over the Jurassic HasLab? Wave 3 will have Stevani, Jasper, and Bismuth. And I gotta mention, the episode Fragments from Steven Universe Future, it legit almost made me choke to death. I was just eating my pizza, watching an episode, and Steven's all big and swole, and then my guy just shot at Jasper, and I'm like, ah, hell nah. And then she comes back to life and says, my diamond. Okay, right there, listen, that was the most bad episodes of any show I've ever seen. Actually, wait a minute.
It's the IRS!
And the deluxe for this wave will be Sugalite. Now, looking at her design, the only way I could think really seeing this work as a figure and still looking accurate is something like how Mondo did with the Juggernaut soft vinyl. That kind of bulky, stylized approach can actually pull it off. If you got any other ideas that this could make it work, let me know in the comments. For wave 4, it will have Sunstone, Spinel, and Ceradonix. And I've got a question. If anyone knows the answer, let me know, because this always confuses me. How did Garnet not realize or see she was being tricked by Pearl when they fused into Steradonix? Like, that always confuses me. And for Spinel, she would definitely need to be a bendy figure, able to twist her arms and body all around. That's kind of her whole thing. And for the deluxe for wave 4, it would have to be Obsidian, the giant fusion of Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and Steven. She's massive, will be super detailed, and would look amazing with her lava sword. It would be a big premium figure for sure, but totally worth it. Also, Sunstone is my favorite fusion. Lastly, for wave 5, it will include Pink Steven, Smoky Quartz, and Rose. Pink Steven and Smoky Quartz come from some of my favorite episodes of Steven Universe, and Rose, well, that one's just self-explanatory. Without her, there wouldn't even be a show. And the last deluxe will be White Diamond. Like I said at the beginning, soft goods, translucent parts, and at Terran scale, that's the only way to do White Diamond justice. And this is the final wave I'm going to talk about, as this will go on forever, but I'd like to talk about the fan-made merch I have come across. Someone that I just learned about is Ryan Chapman, and oh my god, his designs are holy. Bro, look at this. At first, I thought this was a shot from the show, but no, it's a figure. If a Steven Universe toyline were to happen, they need this guy, hands down. He even made a figure of Smokey Quartz and Peak Steven. They absolutely look perfect. 10 out of 10. I can't wait to see what else they make. Now, someone else I have to mention is from Etsy, and their store name is Cherry Cool Toys. Just look at this Spinel plush. The amount of detail is amazing. And get this, they did a happy one too, and they did a white diamond plush. If I had $200, I'll 100% buy this. But I don't. So, they also did a Jack plush from Rise of the Guardians. Which, do with the information as you will. Which brings us to the end of the video. If you have any shows, movies, or games this could be applied to, feel free to let me in the comments. I'm planning to do this with Very Odd Parents and Adventure Time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or you're gonna be fused to a table.